Hello and welcome to another week of Building Theed. This week I intend to work on the sides of these bits to make them similar to these bits on my lower platforms, and then maybe even make a start on the temple if I've got time. But we'll have a look. So let's get started on that and that. But first, we've got another Bricklink haul. So this is a bit different. In comparison to the normal Bricklink hauls I get, which is either a just an envelope or a slightly thicker envelope, you know. Today I got a cylindrical shaped package. I can't turn it around because it shows my address and whatnot. But yeah, I wasn't even sure that this was Lego when I first got it, but then I gave it a bit of a shake and figured out that might just be what it is. So then I opened it up and found a tub of, if I can get it open, shake it out, Varnish Oxy Action, dishwashing, clothes washing stuff, which wasn't what I ordered, but then I opened up the lid. If I can do it one-handed, yes I can, because I'm a genius, and found there is some Lego parts inside. Whilst this is definitely a different way of sending Lego through Bricklink, unfortunately the packaging was very weird. So we got the first bag, which seems alright, and I'll quickly go through that. I have a couple of these really weird looking bracket pieces that I don't think I've ever seen before, so I'm not even sure what set these came in, but they just looked really interesting to me, and that's the rest of the bag just falling out on the table. So I can show you one a bit closer of these. It's like a 2x3 by 2x3 panel. No clue what I'm going to do with those. Probably going to end up in a clone base because, you know, that's where everything ends up. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those, which is an odd number, but you know. I then also got 3 of these large banner pieces in light blue, trans light blue. Probably just going to be used for either windows or displays and whatnot. It's useful. And I got one of these very large, I believe it's a 10x3 window piece that was in a Toy Story set, which I believe it was the big Pizza Planet truck this came in, which is interesting and different. I've no clue where I'm going to use it, but I will use it hopefully at some point. And then this is where the problem came, because the rest of the pieces just came stuffed into this thing with no type of way to separate them. So I've just got to pour it all out. Never mind. There is some stuff in bags in here. Are we empty? We are empty. So yeah, this is a big pile of random stuff. So I'll move that to the side for now. Where to begin? I've got a good bunch of these. If I pull them out individually to make this video as long as possible, because I know that's definitely not annoying for everyone watching. Come on, hurry up. But as you can see, we have a good old stack of these dark bluish grey 1x3 slopes, and these are definitely going to be used in rock work of some description, which will definitely be useful because those are useful pieces for rock work. I've also got similar textured pieces in both the 1x and the 2x in dark tan for some different types of rocks, or they even work together as similar rocks. These pieces here was what actually started off my order. These 1x2x2 window pieces, because I need these for a mock which should be coming out around the end of October, beginning of November. I'm not entirely sure when this upload comes out, so if it's beyond that, then, well, you've seen it, but if not, get excited for these. I know they just look like boring windows, but they don't really show to what it's going towards, but it is going towards something that looks pretty cool. I've also got just a random panel piece, probably on the cheap, and then some yellow tiles, which I'm guessing came from that bag. Some more dark tan tiles for Theed to do similar things with these railings, so I've got a couple of those. And then what this main order is from is a bunch of big tan bricks. I've got a ton of these. I believe it's about 20 of these 1x2x2 bricks, which will go into the main build of Theed, in the back wall and whatnot, as well as these 1x2x5 and 1x1x5s, which I've got a lot of as well, just to probably cover up the back mainly is what those are for. And then these light bluish grey pieces which go to ball turrets, mainly because I don't really have enough of those than I would like, so I want to try and find some interesting uses for those, and they were going on the cheap as well. As mentioned before, I've got a little black bag of wonders. What could be in here? Let's pour that out. I've got a bunch of these dark green 1x2 slopes. I'm not entirely sure where these are going to go, but just for some interesting colours for whatever upcoming mocks. More yellow tiles, just because genuinely no idea why I even bought these, but you know. Tons and tons of hinges, because I need tons and tons of hinges for my towers and my temple and whatever else. There's a problem with this container still. I get a feeling on my hands and all the pieces of that like varnish, which is really not ideal. I've got a bunch of these 1x1 modified plates with these teeth design, just for some detailing on Theed. Not entirely sure where they're going to go, but they will be used on Theed in some place. And again, we're going in the cheap. The last thing I believe is these, which I thought I ordered in light bluish grey for the lampposts, but they've come in white. Now I may have just made a mistake and I ordered white ones. I'm going to double check on those. But besides that, this is the Bricklink order for this week's episode. It's a bit of a weird one, I know, especially with the container, and this part's been going on for way too long. So let's get to building. Okay, so I started throwing down a couple of arches in the same style as I've done this one. With this, I wanted to go for this same kind of lower type of arch, just because I didn't want these walls to be super high, which I think they look quite nicely here. But for this one up here, because it's a bit grander, I wanted to go for like the more, like the better arched ones. As if you look at these arches, if I pull one off for you, you can see that there's like an arch, but then it like stops like immediately. Like when this goes down, it's smoother, but when this goes down, it's like quite a sudden stop. Especially if you built it on like other bricks, like you can start to see with this one here. So I'm using these ones because if it focuses, I think it just looks better. My only problem is that I do not have enough of them. Yep, once again I run into a problem of running out of parts, especially more tan arches, despite the vast amount I buy. I think all I need is one more. One for the edge of that side, and then one for the edge of that side. So I need two more, sorry. So I think that's all I will need to finish off those. So hopefully I will order those in and they should be ready for about next week. Also, what I think I'm going to need more of is these pearl gold cone pieces to go on the top of these bits. There will be another golden pillar of cylinders there. I just need to do something else before I can put that in. And then I've also got some more dark tan 1x6 tiles on the way to fix up those. I've already got the green plants to go underneath. So I think while I'm waiting on those parts, I can't quite finish that up quite just now. So we're gonna move on to the temple. Or just foundations of it, because once the temple's in place, then I'll be able to figure out how I'm gonna work the towers and whatnot. Although the more I look at it, the temple is only gonna cover like up to this bit and then up to this bit. So there's quite a lot of room. I think I might be able to put something else on either side besides just the towers. So it'll be interesting on what we end up with. So I'll see you when we start the temple, I guess. Okay then, we've had a little bit of an update. Although I said I wasn't gonna work on the railings a bit more, but I just put in those gold bits and those dark tan tiles and put some leaves in just to give it some nice colour, and you can see how this is gonna look out, and I think they're gonna turn out pretty cool. Moving towards my temple, as I said last week, my basic plan is to basically use this frame from the final jewel. It's not the final jewel, the jewel in Naboo, whatever you call it. And basically build like tan walls here, 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 and here. So to keep it in this same like semicircle type shape, like I guess like that, but with tan on all sides, and then placing that in here so that the bottom of this lines up with there. So that'll be about the size of my temple. So I'm basically just going to use these struts and build around them, and maybe put some like windows and different elements and like a main central door in here. So yeah, that should look interesting. So let's put that together. Okay, so it is a good little bit after I filmed the last section, and I've worked on the two. It's basically similar to this on that side, so I don't really need to show you just now. But this is basically where I am on the side design of the temple. As you can see, I've like attached those sections on, if you can see. Unfortunately, a little bit of light bluish grey shows through the window, but it's not too bad. That's how it's connected on. It's all hold on to that through here. And then secured together with these tan hinge plates. That's why I've been getting so many of them to work on these. And then I've got a couple of just snot bricks to put leaves on at the side, to vines growing up the building, because that's how they typically look. And some dark tan just for some colour variation. I may take some of my dark tan masonry bricks and add them in as well, just to, you know, mix it up even more. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about these arches I ended up using for the window design, because I like having these golden things in here just to give it more colour and just to match with the golden of these sections, as well as the small little, if it would like to focus. But basically, if you know the piece, try to find another one, but those small like swirly pieces, it's not what they're called, but yeah, I'll call them the swirly pieces. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I feel about those windows, but we'll see. So now it's time to, basically how this is going to fit in is, as I said, attached to that. So it's going to look like this as a temple in the main section. So I now just need to work on the main door. So I will get back to you once I've done that. And there we have it. Well, not it yet. This still needs a good bit of detailing to the sides. But I put in a front wall, front door even. I've taken a big stick wood piece from a Hobbit set I believe it was the Goblin King Battle that set came from. Just to detail the door, which I think looks okay, although I'd like some more printing down at the bottom, but I'm not sure. I've tried to kind of awkwardly put in these pillars to fill up these largest gaps, and I'm thinking about maybe getting some pillars into those sections as well, although that might kind of lose the overall circularness of the main temple that I'm wanting. Yeah. So that's that, I believe. Just need to fill up those holes though. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we do have a bit of a problem. When I was building this, I was kind of building it from memory more than just what the actual build looked like. My plan was to have the temple and then 2 towers. That's what I was always going for, the temple and 2 towers. But then I realised how small my temple had actually ended up becoming, meaning that my tower would just be here, leaving gigantic gaps here and here. So I thought, that can't be right. So I looked back at the reference photos, and I found this. This is a more like official picture of it, but this is it better closer up. As you can see, this is similar to what I have before. I've got my stairs, which are represented here. I know they're in the wrong colour, but whatever. And I've got my, I omitted these statues aside and kept these 2. And I've just realised I probably should have done, I'll change up the way they're holding the staffs. That's an easy fix. But I looked at the actual way this main entrance to the temple looks and realised it looks absolutely nothing like mine. And realised that what this is supposed to be is this big building behind it. And then this doorway here I've kind of completely forgotten about. So I'm kind of contemplating stripping this down for parts, getting rid of this, taking that 4 by gap there and creating this little ridge area with that smaller green dome, and then stretch further into this space to make that the main dome area as seen here. Is that a good idea? Maybe, maybe not. And then in the corners I can fit those temples better. But yeah, that's probably going to take a little bit of time to do. So unfortunately, I think that might just about wrap up this week's episode. I know I haven't really gotten any work done because I'm just going to be taking this down. But it might end up going back up, and if not, then I've got that design anyway. So yeah, if you like this week's update, then like the video. I didn't particularly like this week's update because I'm about to change it, but this whole series is about my mock process, and sometimes taking a step back is part of that process, so I think it's really good to learn. But anyway, comment anything that can be improved about the mock. I know I want improved, but you know, I don't want to be too negative. It's just Lego. It's just a bit of fun. But anyway, and subscribe if you want to see what I end up making next out of my entrance to Theed, because I'm pretty sure it's going to look cool based on the pictures. So anyway, as per usual, thanks so much for watching, and bye.